Okay, so this is basically a kind of a sequel to that first video. This isn't going to be a video at all. It's all going to be stills and all the rest of it. And the one in front of you right now is quite simply the current list from Baccarat Win Pro. Well, it's their program, so they can call it what they want. The very top there, you've got the high winner today with shoe 180 was X3P, which means no 3-play applied, and that won 3,475 after about 10 minutes of play. And then next is Stick, 2,675, and then the one that won the least is the Skip approach, which actually was just fine. The important thing about skipping and about 3-play is that they're there, they exist to help you out when things get bad. And in this particular shoe, number 180, it didn't get terribly bad. We were a little bit behind in terms of, we lost more bets than we won, but there were no horrible streaks against us, and basically we survived. Okay, so here's how we looked at the end of the X3P, which is not playing 3-play. And remember that 3-play is to save us from grief, but it does sort of cramp our style a little bit when we get a shoe that goes in our favour. And obviously in real life you can't keep playing a shoe different ways until you win the max. I mean, you've got to make your choice ahead of time, clearly. And fight as best you can, but I just think it's amazing that this simulation allows you to get this kind of information, download it, and make the most of it. And coming up in a second is the summary, the chart and everything for this particular session. This version of the same shoe, because we're playing the same shoe over and over again, and I think it's helpful. And obviously anybody who doesn't agree with me can just X me out, mute me out, do whatever. But the main message that I'm always trying to get across is, number one, always fall back to the minimum once you've made your target. Number two, make sure that you stick with the program so that you can win more when you win than you lose when you lose. Very, very important. Okay, so now we're looking at the results for the worst performer of the three options that were applied to shoe 180, and I don't have any bad feeling at all about the fact that skipping did the worst of the three, because what I know, just as I know about 3-play, is that they don't come into their own until you're really in deep doo-doo, with huge streaks in the house's favour, and when you're really up against it. So that's fine by me. One thing that I do know is that you have to bet progressively, and it just becomes so annoying that people constantly insist on pretending that progressive betting is some kind of suicidal nonsense where you just keep doubling and doubling and doubling and doubling until you die. That's my chair. I'm sorry about that. It's a real squeaker, just like the rest of me. But it's just not true. This is controlled progressive betting. It is strategic progressive betting, and it is incredibly effective. And if you look back at that list of just recent wins, those are shoes over which I have absolutely no control. And, there's just win after win after win after win. And yes, there are multiple versions of the shoes, but that doesn't make any difference. The point is that if anybody was attacking those shoes or challenging those shoes without any kind of a strategy, they would be up shit creek, mostly. You can get lucky at this game just like you can at any other game, but that won't last for sure. Okay, so finally for shoe 180, from this really rather fascinating resource from Baccarat Win Pro. This is the kind of the middle ground. This is 3-play, but playing bravely through. In other words, just not not sort of skipping or jumping out or doing any of those things, just hanging in. And there's an advantage to that. But the point is, of course, that the lies about progressive betting are the ones that say, hey, it's suicide, it's ridiculous. What happens there is that you just keep on doubling and doubling and doubling until eventually you hit the table limit, and then there's nothing you can do, and you can't possibly get your past losses back. Well, this is all such utter crap. I mean, if you were to try to do double, redouble, 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 and so on, and you hit the table limit, then all you would do is just walk away to a table where there's a higher limit and keep on going. And people do that all the time. But the biggest joke is that if you walk into any casino anywhere in the world and you start doing double down, or the small martingale as some people like to call it, you will be approached by somebody who is very concerned for your welfare, very worried about your bankroll, and they want to encourage you to protect yourself and to get smart and to not do that anymore. And of course, the only reason they're doing that is not for your welfare. They don't care about you. They want your money. That's all they want. But what they do care about is the impact on their bottom line of any kind of progressive betting. I do not advocate doubling and redoubling and so on, because I think it's crazy. You push the value of betting up so high that eventually you're going to have to keep on bopping around trying to find shoe shopping, you might say, or shoe schlepping. And it's nuts to do that. So what you have to do is use progressive betting in a sensible, logical, practical, strategic manner.